Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to choose the right plugin for your WordPress site. There are tons of plugins that performs the same functionalities. So how do you go about choosing the right one? Well, first and foremost, you should always be downloading your plugins on WordPress.org. And the reason being is because these are plugins that have been approved by the WordPress community, and they were created by reputable developers. So always download your plugins on WordPress.org. And the reason why you don't, excuse me, and the reason why you don't want to download your plugins elsewhere is because number one, you don't know who developed them. Number two, you don't know how often they're updated, and number three, you don't know what kind of support you're going to get. So make sure again to download your plugins on WordPress.org. There are plugins that are sold outside of WordPress.org. They're called premium plugins. That's fine, but again, just do some research. Make sure that you're purchasing the plugin from a reputable developer, and make sure that there is support, because once you don't have a plugin that is updated frequently, and if the support isn't there and the plugin ends up being bad, it can easily break your site, and that's something obviously that we don't want. So just make sure and be careful about where you go about downloading your plugins. So on WordPress.org, when you download a plugin, you need to pay attention to some detail about what kind of plugin you're getting. For instance, this particular plugin, I want to read everything that's here on the right hand side of the screen, because it tells you exactly it tells you all the information that you want when downloading a plugin. And I will go down the list with you guys to let you know what to look for. Where it says requires, that's telling you that you need to be running that particular version of WordPress. So for instance, here it says 3.0 or higher. So you have to be running WordPress version 3.0 at the minimum or higher. Compatible up to, that's the opposite. It's telling you that you have to, that's the WordPress version that you have to run at the maximum. And here it says 3.5.1. So 3.5.1 is the maximum version of WordPress that you can run in order for this plugin to work. Okay. Last updated. This is when I mean, it's pretty straightforward. That's when the developers had last updated the plugin, and that's really important because WordPress, they update their software a few times a year, and in order for it to have a good plugin, you need a plugin that's updated quite frequently as well. And in this particular case, it was updated just a little over 2 months ago, so it looks good. Downloads, that tells you how many times the plugin was downloaded. Obviously, the higher the number, the more popular it is. So keep that in mind. And the ratings, okay, you have a 1 to 5 star rating system on WordPress.org that people can vote for this plugin. And right now, looking at the ratings, this one has 4 out of 5 stars, which is better than average. So this looks like a pretty decent plugin. Authors, this really isn't mandatory, but if you want to know about who the developers are and maybe learn about some of the other projects that they're working on, go ahead and take a look at that. And this, I think, is probably the most important information that you should look at when choosing the right plugin. Support forum, okay? The support. What kind of support are people getting in regards to the plugin? Okay, so make sure you go ahead and click that green button where it says support, and you look at the forum, and make sure this is where people come and post questions, or if they have a problem with the plugin, this is where they'll come and post their questions. Hopefully the developers or someone who's very familiar with the plugin will respond to your topic, and take a look at it. Number one, you want to make sure that people's questions are getting answered frequently, because a bad support obviously is when they don't respond to your topics at all. So keep that in mind, and just make sure that people, when people post up a certain question or topic, make sure that they're getting answered, because that's what you want to keep in mind when choosing the right plugin. And this looks okay. I see a lot of responses, I see a lot of topics, and I see people responding. There's some here up here towards the top where it looks like people's questions haven't been answered, but as you scroll down, the topics are a bit older, and it looks like most of them have been resolved. So this looks like a pretty decent plugin. And finally, down here, you can click on the drop-down menu and select which WordPress version that you're running, and then you can select what version of the plugin that you're running, and it'll tell you if it's compatible or not. These are what you want to look out for when choosing the right plugin. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.